Hi guys, Christy Ann here for the Science Jam. Hope you guys are having a great Saturday morning and are ready to make some slime. Yes, okay, so to get started, I know I gave you some ingredients and hopefully you were able to gather those. Most importantly, hopefully you have some glue and then either borax or some contact lens solution and baking soda. So I'm going to show both versions, but if you were only able to gather one, you're still going to be able to come up with some great slime. So to get started, I'm going to take one of my cups and I'm going to make my borax solution. So if you don't have the borax, just hang with me for just a second and we'll get on to the second version in just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my borax and I'm going to get a fair amount into the cup. What we're going to do is we're going to be making a solution that is half borax and half water. So I'm going to tear open my box just a bit more and actually shake it out. Oops, that's a lot. Okay, so you don't need quite as much as I poured in. Maybe on your cup, like down to here-ish, and then you're going to pour in equal water, okay? So I have my cup of water here. So I'm going to pour in just about the same amount of borax, pour in the same amount of water. Just kind of eyeball it on your cup. Again, I put a lot of borax in my cup, so I had to put a lot of water. But you don't need to make that much. Let me get this out of view. There we go. Now take one of your stirring utensils. I just have a plastic knife, but you could have a popsicle stick, a spoon, anything like that would work. And I'm just gonna stir this up. Mine's a little hard, so hold on. Stir, stir, stir. Okay, I'm gonna let this sit for a second and we're gonna talk about polymers. Okay, so what is a polymer? Have you guys ever heard of that word before? A polymer is a long-chained molecule. So what does that mean? A molecule is a collection of atoms, and then a polymer is a long chain. So a lot of times polymer molecules slip past each other like this. And so glue is, has some of the ingredients that we're gonna use to make our polymer, but actually polymers that you might be aware of in your life are the plastic this bottle is made out of, that's a polymer. The protein in your muscles is a polymer. Gum that you chew is a polymer. The paint, acrylic paint we put on our walls, polymer. The nylon that our shoes are made out of is polymer. So there's lots of polymers in your life. You just might not have heard of that word before. But the polymer that we're gonna make today is slime. And I'm actually gonna switch this up a little. My borax isn't dissolving as well as it actually was. Okay. I just have a lot of borax there in the bottom. I'm gonna pour it back. You don't need to do that. I just made put a little too much borax in there and it wasn't dissolving very well, but you know, that's part of science is when you don't measure things like I'm doing, because I don't want us to dirty up too many things, sometimes your ratios get a little bit off. But I have what we're trying to go for here is a super saturated solution. And what does that mean? It means that we've dissolved as much borax into the water as possible. So I'm just gonna keep stirring this for a little bit, but we're trying to dissolve as much borax in there as we can into our water. Okay, that's probably good for now. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take a fresh cup here and we're gonna take our glue. So we're going for about 4 ounces, which happens to be one of these containers. If you want to make less, if you only have like 1 bottle of glue, then we can do half. But we're going for, again, equal parts. So I'm going to dump one of my glues into my cup here. You don't have to get everything out, but we want to try to let it run for a little bit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to color it. This slime, I don't know, what color do you guys think I should make this one? Let's see which first color I pull out of my box. Here's my bait. Here's my colors. I'm still letting this drain. Okay, red. Looks like this one's gonna be red. Okay. That's probably close enough on the glue. So we're gonna set that aside. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put a couple drops of food coloring, just maybe like 2. It goes a long ways in the glue, into my glue. Okay, and now it's time for the borax solution. So I don't want any of the solid borax to oh, actually I need to stir. I need to mix my my color into my glue. Okay, so you guys can see that there. I got some red glue now. Okay, or pink. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour my borax solution, and I'm sorry you guys that I don't have clear cups so you can see this a little bit better, but I'll keep showing. You want to pour your borax solution into your glue. So again, we're going for about 1-to-1 ratio, and so what that means for you guys that don't know ratios, it means that we're going to pour the same amount of borax solution as we have glue. So like they're comparable amounts. We call that ratios. So I have about 4 ounces of glue in here, so I'm going to try to pour 4 ounces of borax. Or just look at where it is on your cup. It's about here on my cup, so I'm going to try to pour up to about here, okay? And I don't want to do the solid, so I'm going to strain it like this. Okay, and then here comes the fun part. We're just going to mix it up. And you see it coming. And the important thing here is that if there's bubbles, like here, like this is full of glue, so I want to break that open so that it reacts with, and this is where it gets a little bit messy. So you want that to react with all the borax solution. Mix, mix, mix. Break all my bubbles. Okay. Now I think it's time for me to stick my hand in there and pull it out. Make sure I have all the, there's a glue bubble. See, it's a little bit messy. I warned you guys, this one's if you have your gloves and you want to wear them, this would be you would have probably wanted to already put them on because it's a little bit of a mess. But here we go. So with a little bit of, if you need to see, oh, there's another glue bubble that I have. So you just have to keep working at this and break all the glue bubbles. If it's still seeming a little gluey, you might add a little bit more borax solution. It's always an experiment of how much borax you get dissolved into your water. See, look at my hands. I didn't bring any paper towels out here on the patio, so my hands are just gonna be a little bit of a mess this whole experiment. I would recommend if mom or dad is nearby to give you a paper towel if you need one. So I'm just gonna keep going and hope that one of my family members sees me and brings me a paper towel, but they aren't probably, so it's okay. So we're gonna move on to the version 2, which is using contact lens solution. So I'm gonna get a new cup, or you know what guys, I'm really sorry, but I need to go get a towel because I'm not gonna be able to work with this much goo on my hands. Or you know what, let's see, can I put on a glove? I have gloves. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. Sorry guys, one moment. Hi guys, I'm back. Sorry. Okay, so I've got some paper towels now. Gonna wipe off my hands, or attempt to. There's always a little bit of when you try to do science at home, always a little bit of things that happen. Okay, so now let's try for our second version. So what we're gonna do is on this one, we're gonna actually we don't need the borax solution because we have contact lens solution. So contact lens solution, and sorry I didn't preface this, most contact lens solution has boric acid in it, so it actually has the active ingredient of borax. So hopefully the one that you got has that in it, and if it doesn't, then we'll find out when it doesn't react. I'm pretty sure mine has boric acid in it, but again, we will see when we do the experiment. So glue, we're gonna pour in 1 more container of glue, or 4 ounces, or about whatever amount of glue you have. We're gonna then put in equal amount of water. So I'm gonna do a little bit less this time, so that way I have some left for my next experiment. But here on my container, I have glue to right here, so I'm gonna put in water to here. So I'm gonna take my water cup and pour water in, okay? And then this one, we're gonna add some color to. I'm gonna make this one blue. So put in some blue food coloring, and we're gonna then stir this one up. Stir, 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 stir. It should look like really watery colored glue right now. This one makes a little bit less because of the solid that has less solids in it, but it still makes some decent slime. Okay, so you guys can see, as I pour, oops, that's why I have paper towels. Oops, I have a table that has holes in it. I'm on the patio because I knew I was gonna make a mess. Okay, but this is blue, watery glue. Sorry, couldn't really show it to you very well without pouring it on my lap. But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our baking soda. So baking soda right here. We don't need very much baking soda. The recipe that's just posted, it says half a teaspoon. So just taking your spoon that you have and maybe like a quarter of that spoonful would be enough. So I have a new spoon because you do not want to use the borax spoon for your baking soda because we eat baking soda. Borax is toxic. Do not use the same spoon. So, or hopefully you have a devoted science baking soda because we used baking soda a couple weeks ago. But if not, then definitely use a fresh spoon. I have a fresh box of baking soda, so I have to rip it open just the same way that we did the other week to get. And why do we use baking soda? It actually helps. Oh no. You guys, I'm having so many failures this week. There went my setup. Okay. What was holding my camera up fell, but now we're back. Okay, so let me rip open my baking soda. Hopefully you guys have found this as comic relief to my failures this week. I know I got some comments last week that you guys liked when I forgot the milk, so here we go. This is harder than the last time. See if I, no. Yep, you guys, I just totally like opened this by tearing it open. Okay. Get this out of the way so that way you guys can see. Okay, so here's my spoon. I'm just gonna take, you see, just a little bit, just a tiny little bit of baking soda, and I'm gonna put that in my glue, water solution, and mix that in. Okay, so now I can put the baking soda out of the way, and we have this ready. Okay, so now it is time for the contact lens solution. So I have my contact lens solution here. What we're going for is about 1 tablespoon. And so you might ask, what's a tablespoon? If you have a measurement, great, but if not, I've just been eyeballing everything today. And so a tablespoon would be like one of these big spoons, but just liquid-wise. So I'm gonna use my spoon that I use for the baking soda, but if you don't have that, just, it's fine. You can just eyeball it also. You can see how long I'm squirting it to estimate how long you might wanna. So I'm gonna, there we go, and dump that in, and then stir it up. Oh. Is it solidifying, you guys? Mine, I have a little bit of solidification, but not a lot. See there? I might have added too much water whenever I did my adding water to my glue. I'm gonna try just a little bit more contact lens solution, see if that gives me a bit more solids. It still gives me just these little bits. I was trying to find a solution for you guys that didn't involve borax because I know it's a little bit harder to find. You may have to experiment with this a little bit, maybe using less water. Try this again with different versions of contact lens solution also. Mine must not have enough boric acid in it to react. It has a little bit, so it's reacting, but hopefully you guys had a little bit more success than I did. This is the way science sometimes works. We don't always get the best results, but when we make we're gonna make a third version. If you're gonna use contact lens solution, let's not add as much water and see if we get a better result, okay? So, for the last, but certainly not least version of slime that we're gonna make today, we are going to make fluffy slime. So, hopefully you were able to find shaving cream. So we're gonna shake up our shaving cream here. I'm gonna take off the lid, and then I am going to put a couple cups of shaving cream. Like not cups fulls, but like fill up my cup, maybe like half full of shaving cream, okay? Okay, got some good shaving cream in there. Then I'm gonna check on my borax water solution here. I'm gonna actually, if you're using borax and water, make sure you have plenty of that left. I'm gonna let that sit while we work with our shaving cream and glue. So again, I'm gonna now put some glue into my shaving cream. I actually have some left in my last bottle, but I'm going to use a fresh bottle because I have plenty of glue here. But ration your glue, you know, you probably need some for other crafts and homework while we're here in the shutdown times. So I'm gonna put in some glue. Okay. And then I'm gonna put in some food coloring. I'm gonna make this one green. So here's the thing, guys. If you are using borax and water, just mix now with your shaving cream, glue, and food coloring. if you're gonna use the baking soda and contact lens solution version, put again a small teaspoon or a small spoonful of baking soda in there before you stir. And now we're gonna stir this up. You wanna stir this lightly. You don't wanna, so you wanna mix it, but we want the shaving cream to stay fluffy. So mix it, but we're not gonna we're not trying to beat it up because we want it to stay, see how it's all nice and fluffy. But get down in there because the white shaving cream and glue that's in the bottom, you need the color in that too. There's a lot of mixing in this one. Okay, I think I'm ready there. Now is time for your borax and water or your contact lens solution to pour those in. So here we go. If you put as much shaving cream in your cup as I did, then this is going to be overflowing. But see how fluffy this is? This is probably the most of, for me, this is the most fun of them. I'm going to pour a little bit more solution in there. See if I can react more of, there we go. This will firm up if you work it through your hands, but I would stir it a bit more before you do what I just attempted to do because look at my hands. But again, this is messy. Hopefully, the most important thing, even after you get this cleaned up and it's not getting on your hands that much anymore, remember this is not a carpet toy, as my friends at HM&S like to say. And that means that whatever you're playing with, play with this, not near any fabrics or carpet because it will stick and then you'll probably be in trouble. So, if it's a little sticky and you have the contact lens solution one, I've heard that putting a little contact lens solution on your hands before you play with it will help. But this is just fun and all sorts of slime. There's some different recipes of slime that have been posted, including one that will get posted in a second or two probably that involves slime that is safe to make for littler children in case they put it in their mouth because borax and boric acid from contact lens solution is not taste safe. So we'll be posting that. But until next week, this is Christy Ann signing off for the Science Jam, and I hope you guys enjoyed having fun today as we made slime.